Hey ESGN Nation, and welcome to one of our new series here on ESGNet LP. And it's kind of weird saying that because I'm always saying ESGNet, but ESGNet LP. And this is a new series here on the channel as we are going to have an online dynasty here on the channel. And it's going to be a fun one here. Because it's going to be kind of a different look how to play NCAA. If you hear the humming in the background there, ignore it. It's my fan. It's very hot here around the Kansas City area, and I'm hoping that we'll get some relief here soon. But as you take a look here, I decided to go ahead and join an online dynasty with two of my friends, Taylor Freburg and Steve Lovelady. Of course, you guys have heard Steve here on the channel, or at least on the other channel, on my main channel. He's voiced certain characters here on the channel, and then has also inputted in some other things here on the channel, or on that channel, like this Finmercials, which are kind of like backstage stuff in WWE events stuff and whatnot. But yeah, I'm going to be joining their online league, and this is pretty cool because this online league has been going on between these two since this game has actually was around, or was played back in the 2013-2014 season, and they're currently right now in 2028, so it's basically 8 years from where we're at right now. And they've got two schools, if you've already seen here. Taylor is the Air Force Falcons, who he put in the Big 12, and Steve is the Lovelady Lions, based off his last name there, who play in Conference USA. And these two have been going at it. They've been number 1 and number 2 back and forth for many years. And here's recently here, they've like, hey, Rashad, do you want to join us in our online thing? And I was at first, I told him, I was like, nah, I'm not too excited about playing online and whatnot, and so on and so forth. And here recently, Steve's like, hey, join us. It'd be fun. It could be kind of cool, and having the three of us play against, not necessarily play against each other, but play up to the point to where we can play in the national championship against each other. So I was like, this is not a bad idea. Let's go ahead and do this. So that's what I decided to go ahead and join them in this online franchise or dynasty. And I'm going to be playing as Stanford. I decided to be Coach TJ Bonds, Coach Chetty Bonds' oldest son. And he's been on our main channel there for a while now. He's going to be the head coach. And of course, I'm going to be running with the Cardinals. So I'm going to be changing their playbook, of course, and just we're going to do this kind of relegation thing with the Mountain West, where the top two teams in the Mountain West will, of course, jump and move over to the Pac-12, and of course, the bottom two in the Pac-12 will go to the Mountain West. So every year will change. Steve is the commissioner of the online dynasty there. So he'll be in charge of that, and I tell him what I want to do for when it comes to my conference and stuff like that. So, but the other thing for this is we're gonna have we're gonna try to do at least for right now, as we're starting this here. At some point here later on in this series, we'll have a kind of like a podcast, kind of a coach's corner, and we're gonna kind of discuss not necessarily strategies that we are using necessary against each other, but strategies, what we're doing in the game, and kind of just talking about our players and kind of getting you guys familiar, especially with those two. They've never been on, or at least Taylor's never been on here on the channel, but getting familiar with those guys and what they're doing for their players and for their team. So it's gonna be a kind of a there's two series in one, and we're gonna be talking about our conference, our players, our coaching scheme, our philosophy for our coaches, and it's going to be really fun. And of course, we're going to talk about NCAA football games in general. There'll be talk of football. We're going to try to keep it in the realm of college football and whatnot. But we get off topic sometimes, talk about Madden. But I kind of want to talk to them about who are some of their favorite players that they've recruited and they drafted in Madden. There is a Madden equivalent. There is a series the dynasty they are playing with the same players they've moved from their NCAA game to Madden, and I'm supposedly supposed to be joining that one there. And so it may actually be a series where you'll have I might have an online series here also too on Madden. That Madden 25, I think it goes with NCAA 14, and we'll talk about that on that podcast too. So I don't know what team I'm going to be yet on that Madden game because we're working out. Right now they're in the middle of the finish up the season, and of course they're in the off season. And I'm going to be jumping in during the draft so I can draft players that I want to draft. So like I said, I'll talk more about that further down the line there, and we'll have it here on the channel. But we are going to have the first game coming up here very, very soon. This series may end up being exclusively on Saturdays for the time being. Right now, that's what I'm kind of looking at, but it could easily change. So I cannot wait to start this online dynasty of the Stanford Cardinals. Should be a fun one here. And I cannot wait to also start the podcast that's going to go with this, and of course also hopefully the Madden series that we'll have on to the channel here with this same that coincides with this online dynasty. So thank you guys again. Stay tuned for the first episodes. We're playing against Kansas State, and we're currently ranked at number 8 in the nation. And we'll see how we do here as Coach DJ Bonds. Hey, this is his first coaching job here since retiring from the NFL. We'll see how things go coming up in the first episode. If you guys enjoyed today's video, please leave a like. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you have to be new. Hit that bell notification, and definitely support both channels if you can. And I greatly appreciate it if you guys check out this series. I cannot wait to start it. As always, keep yourselves and each other healthy, and I'll see you guys next time.